Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. And I had to step away for a little while. You guys know I had the flu for all that time, but I still kind of brought you guys some content to try to get a little bit in there. You know what I mean? But I was sounding terrible, yo. Like I'm telling you, you guys don't want to get the flu. It's no bueno, no bueno. But I'm pretty much over it now. There's a little bit left. I'm still trying to get out of my system, but I'm pretty much about 85% right now, um, which is a good thing. It's always good to get better. It's always good to get better. Those of you that seen my last live stream, joking around in Mark's house, I took over his studio. It was kind of cool. It really was. I think I look kind of good sitting at his studio. I see why he likes his setup. Like, it's really nice with the locker and everything, and just being behind that desk. I've kind of felt at home right there. You know what I mean? I need him to build me something that screams E2. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe something that I can like act as like a. You know what? I'll talk to him about that. Give me a little desk where I can have like my little it angled up a little bit so I can have like my turntables on there and I can practice on those and stuff. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so I'm back, guys, and just wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of things that's going on with the Cowboys. But we know that the rookies been out there working hard. The coaching staff, they've voiced their opinions on how they feel about these rookies coming in and some of the things that they're implementing for the season. And it's a lot to look up. It's a lot to think about. I know we speculated a lot between the end of last season and the start of off season and right before the draft and during the draft and even right now as we go into getting these players together, and these rookies have a lot of catching up to do. The veterans come in next week, so they're going to be implementing a lot of the stuff. They're going to be doing OTAs and then their mini camps, and then they'll break for a little bit, and then they'll come back for training camp. And it's still a lot of off season left. Still a lot of time for these guys to get together and do their things. I talked about Dak Prescott and getting his troops together and things of that nature. One of the biggest things that I think this offseason, a lot of people criticize Kellen Moore, and not necessarily criticize him, but they didn't give him enough credit. Now, you got to understand that all coaches have to start from somewhere, you know. And I know that a lot of people look at it like they kind of associated with him with Linehan because he came with Linehan from the Lions and things of that nature or whatever. He was his backup quarterback over there behind Matt Stafford and things of that nature. So everybody thinks that what he does is what Linehan does. No, that's not true at all. He was just his protege. You know what I mean? He learned how to coach under him, but that doesn't mean he follows the guidelines of what he does. Let me put it in perspective. Now, those of you that know that have been following me from the beginning, you guys know that I'm an avid roller skater. I'm a fairly good roller skater. I've taught over 40 people how to skate in during the time that I've been skating. Now, are have there been people that I've taught how to skate that are now better than me? Oh, definitely. Because once you teach somebody a tool, then they can take that tool and they can put their twist to it and do some of the things that they want to do with it, which is different than what you do. You understand what I'm saying? So, for instance, when I reference the roller skating, when it comes to me being a roller skater, the way that I skate, I teach them basically the basics and things of that nature, and maybe some of the things that I do if they're interested in or like some of the things that I did. But as they get better and better and they find their own way, they then in turn use that and build on that and make their own way of doing things, and which can be better than what I did. Who knows? You know what I mean? A lot of them are younger than me anyway, so that has a lot to do with it too. Not being nervous and afraid to do new things. Because these old bones, I'm not taking chances like I used to. So as that. Now, um, as I make that correlation when I speak on as far as Kellen Moore, you look at Sean McVay. Sean McVay started under the Shanahans. Didn't nobody knew who the hell Sean McVay was. Football heads did, but nobody looked at him as a guy like, oh, he's going to be a head turning coach, or he's going to do this, or he's going to make this player better, and this and that. Sean McVay is a year younger than me, and he's a very young guy in this league, and so is Kellen Moore. But I tell people all the time, you got to give people a chance because it starts somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. If you don't get that chance, there's no way that you're going to get better. It's almost like with a player. You put a player out there on a team, but he sits on a bench. So his confidence is probably low sometimes because he doesn't know what his ability is. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when you look at this situation with Kellen Moore, you got to let the guy spread his wings. Now, he's getting the opportunity now to be the offensive coordinator for this team. And he is bringing a new age, versatile style scheme to this system, which is what other teams are already doing. But the Dallas Cowboys are very traditional, very ordinary, very predictable, but not going forward. Jerry Jones had already said that him and both Jason Garrett already said that the biggest qualities they like about Kellen Moore is the fact that he could communicate. And when he talks and when he explains what he's trying to do to people, the people get it. He teaches it and he shows it in a way that people can understand. And when you look at it like that, it puts it in a perspective of, okay, well that makes a lot of sense when you look at it because you kind of put it in layman's terms, so it's not like jumbled and all over the place. You look at how Rob Ryan, when Rob Ryan was the defensive coordinator for Cowboys a little while back, he had these exotic defensive plays, and nobody understood what the hell was going on. Like it took so long for people to learn it. But you can be creative, but be simple at the same time, if you know what I mean. So that's pretty much where they are with that. Now, I think that I'm very high on what Kellen Moore can do. If they allow him to spread his wings and do him, I think that he's going to bring a versatile speed element to this offense that we have. And he even said himself that he loves the roster right now. He's going to exploit Dak in the ways that Dak wasn't used before. And Dak is a dual threat. We know that. You use him with his RPO. That's his biggest thing. That's his breadwinner right there. Because you still don't know what's going on. What I think that you're going to see in this offense, you're going to see a lot of motioning before the play. You're going to see, you may see two running backs in that backfield at the same time. And he also even said that they're actually going to utilize the fullback in this situation, which I've been screaming for that since Jameis Olawale came back to the team, that they should have been utilizing him in more of a role than just a fullback because he's very capable of running the ball and catching the ball out the backfield as well. Now let's not forget about these rookie running backs that we got with Pollard and Weber. Now you look at Pollard, people are putting the gadget profile on him already. Don't call him gadget because I don't think that he's going to be a gadget player. I think that he's going to be a simple all around back, kind of like how the Saints did Kamara when they were using Ingram as their primary back. When they were using Ingram as their primary back, you got Kamara right there, batting cleanup. And I think that's what they're going to do with Pollard. Now, Weber, he'll be in there somewhere. I think he's going to be a special teams guy, doing some things like that. But we'll see. Both of these guys are versatile and can do a lot of different things. Now, um, what I'm loving about the situation with Kellen Moore is that, you know, let's say for chance that I'm completely wrong about this and he's a dud and he can't do nothing and his offense is stalemate, then all this is a mute point. But I really doubt that that's going to happen because I've seen, if you go back to what he did at Boise State and, him being pretty much in a lot of the plays when he was the quarterback there. Um, you can look at that and see the type of football mind that he has. We know that some players end up being better coaches than they were players. If you look at it, name me how many great players were great coaches. Most of the great coaches were pretty average players when they played, or backup quarterbacks. Because you can look at it like this, they have an element of watching. They see more of the game than somebody that's a full time starter that's out there all the time. So they're kind of seeing more things than the person that's playing 24/7. So I guess that factor makes a lot of sense when it comes to that. But the fact that this coaching staff, I mean, well, this front office is high on Kellen Moore, um, I can't do nothing but respect that. And I got to give him his just due, and I got to give him his chance. And right now, and I'm saying it right now in May, I'm giving Kellen Moore his chance, and that chance is to come in here, be the offensive coordinator, be dynamic, and do some things, and basically come in here and revitalize the scheme. Now, there's nothing wrong with the playbook. It's just that Linehan was very lame duck with it. What Kellen Moore is going to do, Kellen Moore is literally going to take that same playbook and he's going to redefine it, put a little bit of creativity in there. Not too much, but just a little bit. Just add some wrinkles in. And the good thing about it is it's going to be an open door policy. So Dak is excited because Dak's going to have more of a role as far as having control of this team because he's going to get his money. So when you get your money, that means you are the franchise quarterback. So you should have an opinion what's going on with your team because you are the leader of that offense. Now, also with that too, you got the receivers input, got the running backs input, and the tight ends coach as well. So Nussmeyer, he's going to be involved. Sanjay Lal, they're all going to be doing their things. Sanjay Lal right now is basically getting his receivers back at square one, making sure that their routes and stuff are clean. Because again, you got clean routes, and it makes it easier for Dak as well. We got weapons now with the addition of Randall Cobb and Michael Gallup emerging in his second year, and I'm telling you, like things are looking up. We'll see what happens with Hearns when he comes back from his injury, whether he's able to sustain or not, if he can still make this team, and but we'll see. We have a lot of wide receivers out here. There's a lot of talent to go around. It's going to be hard when they cut down to 53. And one last thing I want to say too, people are forgetting and not talking about this. John Kitna being signed back to this team as a quarterbacks coach for Dak Prescott. He spoke with the media the other day, basically saying that Dak Prescott already has an elite mentality, and we already know that. But I'm not going to speak too much on Dak because everybody has their opinions. It is what it is. But he is the quarterback of our team, and I can't do nothing but back him up because I am a Cowboys fan, and that is my quarterback. Now, I'll let the stats speak for themselves because he has won way more than he's lost. So what is he? 32, 33 wins? Yeah. So I mean, in 3 years, like I mean, the dude is on point. I mean, he's on point to be a great quarterback. Now, John Kenneth said himself. He said, "I am here to focus on him to be great and hopefully to be elite." Now, I know what you're thinking. How the hell is John Kidna, a former backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys and a player that wasn't a full time starter, blah blah blah, can make that wasn't elite himself make somebody elite? Let's go back to what I said about roller skating. I'm a very good roller skater, but I'm not the greatest. There's guys out there that I told you that I've taught that are now great and actually are extras in movies and stuff like that when it comes to skating. People that I taught. So again, it goes on what you learn and you taking what you learned from a good coach and taking that to the next level. Put that little nugget in your cranium and let me know what you think about that. But I'm gonna leave you with that. Just think about that. Let that simmer in your brain for a minute. Let that sizzle. Um, but again, I love the fact that John Kitten is in here as Dak's quarterbacks coach, and their communication is great. And Kellen Moore and his relationship with Dak is great right now. So I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. Only time will tell what happens. We're not going to see a whole lot in training camp as far as that or preseason. You're going to have to wait till week one to see what Kellen Moore has up his sleeve. So with that being said, y'all, that's all I got for right now. Just wanted to bring this video out to you because I haven't been on a couple of days. Was still trying to get over this cold, but I'm feeling much better now. So I'm gonna take the last bit of my meds, and hopefully I'll be good with that. Thanks again, all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys for all your support and hanging on with me as long as you have been. I appreciate it. If it's your first time on, you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more content from your boy E2 Blue. Because you know I always keep it real. Talk to y'all later. Have a great evening.